What's up, you guys? It's been a chore trying to get this video done. Past couple weeks have been bad weather, working the weekends and having some stuff going on. I just ain't had time, but I got some time now and I want to get this video complete for you guys. So Oneleaf reached out to me about a month ago and asked if I'd be interested in doing a review on their Commander NV-500. Now, I had never heard of this scope. I'd only heard of the NV-100, which was just a device that clipped on the back of a traditional scope that allowed you to see through it, record through it, and have night vision as well. So basically having night vision without having to buy a night vision scope. I gotta tell you, I'm pretty impressed with the scope. Now, in this review, we're gonna talk everything all the way. We're gonna walk around it from front to the back, what it does inside. We're gonna talk about pricing, the attachments that come with it, all that good stuff, show you a few videos, recording during the day, recording during the night, and let you guys decide what you think about this scope. I really think you're gonna like this scope, and when you hear the price for the scope, you're gonna be I think gonna be impressed with everything it does for its price range. So do me a favor, guys, watch this video all the way to the end. I'm taking the time to make this as best explained as I can to show you everything I can. I've watched quite a few reviews, and I think there's some things that are missed that I think they're pretty important to people because questions are asked about them all the time, different little things. And I'm gonna leave a link in the description to our affiliate program in case you decide to buy one. You can help out our channel. Allows us to keep doing stuff like this, as well as another 5% discount on the scope, which can save you about $35. All right, y'all, so this is the part where I usually tell you, make sure you subscribe, like, share our content, click the notification bell and all that jazz. But I want you to do me a favor, especially if you've never seen our channel before, watch this all the way through and make sure you truly do like it. If you do, of course, then give us that subscription, give us that thumbs up, share our content, make sure you click that little notification bell, and you'll never miss any of our uploads. I'm done jabbering. Let's get on with the review. All right, so most of you know, if you watch our channel, I'm not a big unboxing guy. I just, But anyway, I'm gonna show you what's in this box because there's a lot that comes with this one. This isn't just something standard you get and it has a few spare parts in there. It comes with a lot of different things. They've thought of a lot of stuff that you can upgrade on later and replacement parts. It's pretty cool. It's got your Commander NV-500. 4x52. I didn't tell you that. I'm sorry. It's 4x52x50, which is kind of crazy because it doesn't have any actual manual zoomage on there. It's a 13 times digital zoom, which I think is equivalent to the 52 power, the best I've done my research on. But anyway, open it up. It's got this styrofoam there. It's pretty thick, top and bottom. That way, if it gets kind of thrown around during transportation, it's pretty well protected. It comes real nice, protected. Again, you can go watch some of them other videos. There's people who do unboxing all the time. Instruction manual, so easy. People eat Tide Pods, can read it. Comes with HDMI cable. Now the HDMI cable it comes with comes out starting as a HDMI micro. Tapers to a HDMI mini. Now, nothing that I have has a mini HDMI port. It just has a standard. So I just bought an adapter from Walmart, like $7. Just keep that in mind. Comes with 2 different size eye cups, 2 different lengths. Now, if you've seen the channel on my site mark reviews, I don't like eye cups, not a fan of them. I don't like putting your eye up on there, but they come in handy. And what I like about these though, I will say, these actually screw in the back. They don't just kind of snap on, that little expanded rubber just kind of snap. These actually just screw on, so it's a little bit better quality. Comes with some O-rings. Now these O-rings go under the caps and actually on the IR light as well. You take that battery out, it's got the O-rings in there. Makes everything on here watertight. Now I didn't put it underwater and record, but you can actually go check out Oneleaf. They got a couple of videos showing it underwater recording. Comes with your charging cable, which is a USB-C. It's pretty common. I think everything's got USB-C now, right? Comes with a battery charger, which charges the battery out of the IR light, as well as the removable battery in the scope, which is, again, pretty cool. You can also charge that battery inside the scope if you want to via the USB port. We'll go over that in a little bit. Comes with another battery cap. Now this is for a taller battery, okay? The battery that's in there is a little bit shorter. It's a 50mm battery. This is for a 65mm battery, okay? So if you want a bigger battery on there, you can use that. This is a dual power setup. So it's got 2 18650 batteries in there to stay in there all the time. And it has a removable battery that helps kind of power those 2 batteries so it's not draining off it the whole way. Gives you 8 to 9 hours. Now I've seen 8, I've seen 9. I've left it running for like 6.5 hours, just left it on the table. Wasn't in night mode, night vision, which drains more battery. But after about 6 hours, I was still half battery. Again, it wasn't on night vision, so it's probably why I didn't drain it as much. All right, so we'll just start with the rangefinder. Now looking at it right here, look at that rangefinder. If you put the light on there as well, it's kind of bulky, right? You're probably thinking, man, there's just a lot to that scope. Well, there is a lot to this scope. But anyway, this rangefinder, you can leave it on. You can take it off at your choice. Just know if you leave it on, makes it a little bit bulky, right? A little bit more elbow room, putting it in your safe or maybe put it in your gun bag or something like that. But you can take it off very simply. This actually came inside the box as well. It's just a little Allen wrench, little T-handle on it because it's the same one that runs this and the IR light, kind of multi. So you can take this rangefinder off. Whoops, just a couple little screws that come on and off. And it actually mounts on a rail. You can check that out. Okay, so it's just a rail system. Now, if you notice under, you see the little copper contacts. That's where these pins go to. Now, little piece of advice, if you're anywhere in the South, actually anywhere, down here we get a lot of humidity, get a lot of salt air. What I do is I actually take Corrosion X and I spray on my finger and I kind of rub on these pins and on these contacts. That way it keeps it from corroding. Now Corrosion X is actually made for electronics, safe for electronics. That's what it's made to do. So now also if you notice on the rangefinder itself, you see up the top part here, that's a red dot. Now it's actually got windage and elevation adjustments on there so you can line this up with your point of impact. And I'll kind of show you that here in a little bit on night vision so it's easier to see. It actually goes a pretty long way. But in order to turn the night vision on, in order to turn the red dot on, you have to go in through the settings, which is kind of a booger, but anyways. So moving on over here to your power button, hold that down for 2 or 3 seconds, boom, it starts to boot up. Takes about 6 seconds to boot up, takes a little bit longer than most scopes, but once it boots up, it's ready to go. Again, I'm gonna show you through the TV what you're looking at. And then on record, you're gonna notice it's not the same. A lot of that's gone. It's that way it doesn't muddy up the picture, you know what I mean? Because it has a gyroscope in here that you won't see when you're recording. Now, real quick, let's talk about price. And I'm only bringing that up because we're talking about the rangefinder. With the rangefinder and this scope, it's $658, 660 bucks, okay? Without the rangefinder, you still get the IR light. It's $499, okay? There's some other options with it too, with an SD card. It jumps it up a few bucks, but you're looking at $500 and $660. So $160 rangefinder is what you got. Do I think the rangefinder is worth it? Absolutely. If you've got the money to spend, I'd get it. Now, a good thing about it is it comes like this anyway, so if you want to buy it later and attach it, you can. It's going to be ready for your rangefinder. I'm not going to get too into detail too much, but if you look at the buttons on the top, I actually got the scope on right now on the inside, but here's your buttons. Pretty self-explanatory. They got pictures on them. Again, if you eat Tide Pods, you can understand this. Very simple. Now right here, little button. This is actually where you'll cycle through the menu. You push this down for a couple seconds, let it go, menu comes up and you can cycle through your menu, push it again to confirm you are changing. Pretty audible, you can hear it. Nice audible click, so you won't miss anything. Now, over here on this side, this is where all the magic happens, okay? So right here is usually your windage elevation. That's where your charging port, your HDMI, and your SD card goes. So if you notice right there, kind of reach under here, your SD has a little rubber boot that goes over once it's in there, and it snaps around and keeps it in there pretty tight. It's real nice and tight. Got the HDMI port and the USB-C port. There's, right inside here is where one of those little O-rings are. Little word to the wise, what I think, because this is a real tight fit. It's real nice and tight. But if you guys know O-rings, if this is dry and it kind of grips, it grabs that O-ring, it can pull it out of that seat, right? So I just take some of the 3-in-1 oil real lightly on my finger and I rub around that, and you put it on here, it just turns oh so nice, right? And it still stays sealed. Now this is your battery cap. This is the battery I was talking about. This is removable, and you can see how short this one is versus the other battery that it gives you a taller cap for, okay? Now, I have a bunch of these batteries because I have green lights, and even though my home defense gun has a light that takes these. These are pretty common. Now, what I like about this, it has an anti-polarity. So if you put this in there upside down or whatever, it's not gonna burn it up. It's not gonna let it try to fire up if it's not in the right way. And actually, if you look on the side right here, it'll show you how it goes in, which is nice. Again, Tide Pods. Screw that on. The IR light, usually have it right here. What I like about this IR light, okay, this light is better than the one that came with my my sight mark. And what I like about it the most is it tells you what power you're on just by looking at the side. So if you click it once, you're gonna see you have low, medium, high. Now there's a trick to it. Click it on once to have it on low, and instead of pushing it all the way in, just bump it, boom, bump it again, and then turn it off. It's just something I learned. It's got a nice tight beam. You just simply turn it, unscrew it, and it will, for a tight beam and for a wide beam. It goes 400, I think it said it'll sign up to 437 yards, something like that, which is cool. That's a long ways. I'm not gonna shoot that far at night, but it's got, you got that power to really see something. You're not gonna be squinting wondering what the hell it is, right? The front, the fast focus, just like the eyepiece in the back, okay? Your eye focus, it's nice and crisp, nice and clean, not gritty at all. The front one, nice and crisp, not gritty. On the front here, you've probably seen this cap. It's got a little hole in it. Well, that's for this thing, okay? Looking weird, it's not an oil funnel, I promise. This is actually a sunshade. Now, inside the scope is a Sony Starvis sensor. All I know about it is it's very sensitive, and Oneleaf recommends using this if you're in real bright light or even aiming anywhere towards that sun to keep it off that sensor and not mess it up. Simply take this off. If you're gonna shoot in lower light towards the end of the day, leave it on like that. And of course, if you're gonna hunt at night, open it up all the way, let all that light in. Now it has a day mode, starry mode, what they call starry mode. It's low light, almost completely dark. Any kind of ambient light, it'll grab and really brighten it up. And it's got night vision. I'm gonna show some video again here in a little bit of the night vision and the daytime. Starry mode, I just never could catch it. I was too busy doing stuff. I can only be out during the day, and at night, I just kind of missed that low light. But I will tell you this, at night, even if you don't, when you have it at night mode, or I'm sorry, day mode, at night, if you got this cap flipped all the way open, this takes every bit of ambient light it finds, and it really brings it in and brightens stuff up. It's pretty awesome. The videos don't do it justice, and I've said that on my other scopes as well. A lot of times what I show you on the channel doesn't do it justice of actually looking through it, you know what I mean? So that's pretty nice, of what it does in there. It's real crisp, real clean. Now the last thing on the scope before we get on the internals are these rings. These rings are actually not cheap rings. These are pretty high quality rings. They've actually got Oneleaf's little, I don't know how you can see there or not, little emblem kind of cut in there. Now these are 30 millimeter rings. That's what this scope is, 30 millimeter. If you ever want to get your own little rings. I'd say these are probably the high set. You have a low, a medium, and a high. These are pretty tall. Not the highest I've ever seen, but these are pretty tall. But it's okay because I like it like that, and I've got this cheek piece. If I need to, I can bring up and get me where I need to be. But they're pretty high quality. Now, the manual doesn't tell you how many inch-pounds to torque it to, but I put on enough scopes that, the single bolt on the bottom, I call it a boat. Single bolt, pin, screw, whatever you want to call it. I run it to 40 inch-pounds, and the top I run to 20 inch-pounds. So you have a single on the bottom and 4 on the top. And again, if you notice, it has rails on the top that you can mount your IR light to, if you want to put it there, or, I like to mount mine on the front of the gun. I like to get my IR light as far as I can forward, mainly because if you're hunting at night in a blind, you don't want it to kind of come back and blind you if it's picking up anything inside the blind. All right, so that's the outside of the scope. Let me hook this thing up to the TV and see what it looks like inside the scope. So I got it set up right here on the in the bog pod facing the front door, but I've got it plugged in to the TV to kind of show you what it looks like on the menu pulled up, and I'm going to show you what it looks like, what you're actually looking at versus, you know, looking at live versus when you're looking through the camera recording. So we've got the menu pulled up. Again, I got to just shine it at the front door, and got it hooked to the TV via the HDMI cable. So again, to get to that menu, simply just push this down, hold it for a few seconds, and the menu comes up. Now you've got everything from your reticle type, your shot zero, your color, positioning, just on your axis. We're not gonna go over the ballistic parameters just yet, just because I had a chance to really mess with it yet and got the long distance ranges. We'll mess with that later. Gonna do a follow-up video. How to get to your rangefinder to align it with the little dot inside. I'll tell you more about that here in a few minutes. First focal plane and second focal plane. I forgot to mention that earlier. I should have mentioned that. This is the only scope that I know that has the option for both. And for some of you guys, if you like first focal plane, you got it. If you like second, you got it. Won't go into too much detail. That's gonna be your choice. But to have both is pretty cool. So now either you can scroll through this one page at a time by turning this knob, or simply go over here and touch your buttons right here, and you can get a page at a time. I was going crazy on messing with the ballistic parameters, trying to get some of my stuff in there. It was taking so long. It's just micro adjustments. But anyway, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get out of the menu just by pushing this button again and hold it for a few seconds. It'll go away. Okay, now you see the gyroscope, okay, and you see the compass. You will not see that while you're recording, okay? You'll not see that. When I show you the videos here in a minute, you'll see everything on. There's gonna be a real clear picture. You're not gonna have any of this, none of that. You'll have the range, but the rangefinder will actually be up here at the top right-hand corner. You won't see what you see in here. All you're gonna see is just your reticle, okay? Now, right now, we're in, just push this button real quick, just bump it, and your little menu come on the bottom. We're in 4K, 120 frames per second. Gives you all your other little info right there, battery charger, or battery power, and your SIM card and all that kind of stuff. SD card, sorry. Now, Oneleaf recommends that when you record at night, that you're gonna wanna stay in the, we'll go to it real quick, just go in the menu. They're gonna want you to stay in the 4K, 30 frames per second. No more than that when you're recording at night. Okay, now I'll be honest with you. I've showed it in 4K, the 30 frames per second, and the 120. I don't see a ton of difference. You guys might, but that's up for you to decide. So we'll get back out of there again. So again, this is all, like I said, you're not gonna see any of this stuff. This stuff will all be away when you're recording live. So let me put the rangefinder back on and kind of show you what it looks like when you're ranging through real time. All right, so we got the rangefinder back on. I'm gonna click it and see if we can actually get it to work. We're kind of close in here. So you see that little green dot right there? Let's see what it shows. May have to put it somewhere. What are we showing right here? We are showing, what's that, 12.9 yards, and that's right there. That's how far we are away from the front door, all the way over here. So it's spot on. I'll show you at night what it looks like. But anyway, you see that little green, that dot right here, or that little square? You will not see that when you're recording, when you go back to see the recording. This is what you're gonna see live, okay? You're gonna see that right there. You move it around and it'll change for you, okay? You will not see that live. And once you see that red flag up there, you know your rangefinder is working. If it's ever gray, white, it's not picking up. So anyway, that's what it looks like when you're recording, when you're looking through here live. Now there's also a picture-in-picture, and I'm gonna show you that right now. That picture-in-picture is actually pretty cool, but you will not see that picture-in-picture through the recording, okay? So that's kind of a bummer, but you know, I really don't know what that option's for, but I know that when you're outside and you're looking through, whatever your reticle is on, that little picture-in-picture up top, it's just a little square that's zoomed in a little bit tighter. So that, I mean, that's an option. If you like that, it's a pretty cool option. And to simply turn the picture and picture on quickly, just go to this button right here and hold it down for a few seconds and it'll turn it on or turn it off. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna show you a couple of videos now of some night vision stuff and some daytime recording with the little red dot on there as well. So now I've got it in the 4K 120 frames per second. Pretty crisp, pretty clear. Messing the little front focus, fast focus a little bit. Pretty crisp picture. Pretty clean, I like it. Now again, all you're gonna see through here is just the reticle. And if I had the rangefinder on to give you the rangefinder. None of the gyroscope, compass, or anything. Well, the other side of the field, we got a little oil rig over there, okay? We're gonna zoom in. Now you won't see the magnification, the times magnification through the recording. So, hope it's not too windy in the mic. Apologize if it is. Zooming in. Right now we are at 13 time magnification. This is all the way, it's in the first focal plane. That's the reason the reticle got a little bit bigger. But I'm gonna MapQuest that, Google Earth it rather, and show you just how far away that is from my front porch. So it's 13 time digital magnification, which should be equivalent to the 52 power. You see a little white light? That's actually a red dot come through the IR. It's gonna bring it over here. We know, what would I say, that was a 95, something like that. Yeah, matter of fact, let's go back and range it. Yeah, we were at 95. And that red dot, actually, let's go way out there, 175, goes right out there with it. We are looking at low on the IR light. Let's click it to medium. There's medium. And there's high. Let's let me see if we can zoom it all the way in. Zoom in. There you go. And you can adjust it to make a wider. All right, y'all, so I hope the video did it justice. Recording through there again, to me, it doesn't do it justice versus looking through this thing yourself. You know what I mean? Man, I can't wait to put some pigs on the ground with it. Deer season comes up. I just missed it. Last weekend was the last weekend, and I just didn't have a chance to get out there and get it done. I was too busy at work. So, but anyway, so we're at the end of the video. Now, again, pricing, we'll say it one more time. With the rangefinder, you're looking at $660 without the rangefinder, $499, and it still comes with this light and everything here with it. The only thing, you're just gonna be missing a rangefinder. All right, y'all, so let's go over some of the pros and cons and things that I think I would change a little bit if I had the chance to. We'll start with the cons. As of right now, I don't see any cons. I really don't. That's just me personally. There's some things on here that maybe they could change in the future that would help out, I think. The first one, on the rangefinder, instead of having to go through the menu and go to your red dot and turn it on, if it just had a button on the back to just turn it on quick time, would be a whole lot better, just instant, just click and be ready to go. Behind where the pins and the contacts meet for the rangefinder, where I showed you earlier, I wish, if you buy this thing, and this didn't come without it, it came with it, so maybe that's why. Maybe if you buy it without it, it does, and what I mean is some kind of a rubber cap or something, protective little cap that goes over them contacts so they don't get messed up. I think that'd be a pretty cool option, even to send it with the rangefinder in case you want to take it off. Again, you can take this rangefinder off and put it back on the rail and tighten it back up, and it's always going to be dead on, even the little red dot in there. Fast focus or instant autofocus, I'm sorry. Autofocus would be nice. Now again, anything you change in here is gonna make the price go up, more than likely. So you gotta really watch what you would like to see change. Staying at the price it is, if they could do that, I don't think they could do autofocus and not change the price. Maybe the button and stuff, a cap they could do. And that's about it. Now, one thing I didn't mention, and I apologize, you can actually run external power into this USB-C. They recommend that if you're gonna be charging this thing, to turn it off, but you can be charging it while it's actually running. So you can keep that in mind, but 8 to 9 hours, I think is plenty of time to do a hunt. You know, in between maybe hunts or something like that, if you have like you see me do with the Sight Mark, I had the little Jackery power station, in between hunting or in between maybe stands or something. If you're doing a lot of wandering at night, you just let it charge a little bit. But like I said, it's plenty of time to get a hunt in, and especially if you go with the bigger battery. Again, the price, I think the price for everything it does, it's a lot for $499. When I first bought my Sight Mark Wraith, it was $450, and it didn't do nowhere near what this thing will do. Now, I've been shooting this for the past couple of weeks. I've been out there letting some rounds fly, and it's still zeroed. It hadn't messed up. It is supposed to handle, and I should have said this before again, and I apologize, 7,000 joules, which is a lot. I looked at a 308, and I think a 308 was like at 3,500, 3,600, maybe wrong, but it was somewhere in there. But I know it'll handle up to 308, no problem. Now, most of these reviews I've seen are guys using these air gunners and smaller caliber. This is a 223 right here. This is my Palmetto State Armory right here. It's my 223. This is my go-to pig gun and deer gun. I love this rifle. It has no recoil at all whatsoever. But it can handle to a bigger caliber. The IR light, they say is supposed to be 6 hours of continuous runtime. I haven't checked that out yet. I won't, you know, if I'm out there hunting, this is gonna be off until I'm ready to actually shine down there and look through the scope. I'm not gonna leave that running. So I don't know if that's true or not, but they last a long time. And again, I got an extra rechargeable battery. So the biggest negative review I've seen on this scope, and I've looked other videos and just searching the web, is that it's heavy. It's gonna be heavy, okay? It's a digital scope. You've got batteries in there, you've got sensors in there, you've got all this stuff going on. You got a little computer going on in there. It's gonna be a little heavy. They're saying 2.4 pounds without the rangefinder and the light. So just say 3.5 pounds, okay, with everything. Come on, man, toughen up, Buttercup. Man up or give it up. I don't know what to tell you. It's gonna be a little heavy. If it's, you know, you're gonna be doing a lot of night stalking. You know, I see most guys who do a lot of predator hunting or a lot of pig hunting at night. They're always walking with their bog pods and stuff anyway. Them thermal scopes ain't light either. So like I said, you know, if you're gonna complain about it being heavy, then this ain't the scope for you. It's not overly heavy, it's not extreme. It's just gonna weigh more than a glass scope because it has all this stuff going on. Other than that, again, I recommend this scope 100%. I love this scope, I really do. I can't wait to shoot it some more. I've just been shooting outside in the cornfield across the street, go over there and set some targets up, some water bottles, and we mess with stuff like that. I can't wait to actually put this on a pig or bring an animal down with it. And again, we're gonna do some follow-up videos as well as a comparison video to my Sight Mark Wraith. I love my Sight Mark Wraiths, I do, and this is not gonna change my mind about owning them or purchasing anymore. However, the last video I made of the Sight Mark Wraiths, I said it was the best night vision scope under $500. Well, without the rangefinder, to me, this one takes the cake. This is the new winner, okay? This one has stepped up. Again, with the rangefinder, add another 660 bucks, and to me, I still think this is probably the best day-night scope. This is my opinion. I haven't had a chance to look at all of them, but I will tell you this. If you get a chance to go down that rabbit hole and you want to, go to Amazon, buy the night vision scopes. If you don't like them, you can return them. They have a policy, you can return them. I have tried some of the cheapest night vision scopes that you can find on there. I'm not gonna mention names, and I've tried some other night vision scopes on there. Higher dollar ones that were supposed to be all that, and they wasn't, and I returned them. But you know, you can do that yourself. But again, I really recommend this scope. Like I said earlier in the link, I'm gonna put a link in the description to our affiliate program. If you decide to buy one of these, which I hope you do, not just to benefit us, but I really think you're gonna like this scope. Check this out, guys. I really think you're gonna like it. Again, go check out the link for the affiliate program. help us out, as well as the new additional 5% discount if you decide to purchase this and help us out. Again, I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, make sure you give us a subscribe, give us that thumbs up, share our video, click that notification bell, and you'll see more of our reviews. We got more coming on this and some comparison reviews. All right, y'all, appreciate it. Every chance you get, wet a line, let an arrow fly, put some rounds down range. We'll see y'all next time.